Yes. Any logistics from anyone?
Yes.
Go.
I just want to tell that I could not manage to have baby care today, so my baby is here, and if he start to need some attention, I will mute, and maybe I will have to even leave the call if it's not manageable.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for bringing this.
Thank you.
Okay. Great. So I wanna start.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm here with my fear. And I remember the first thing I said to Michael was like, I want to do a work talk with you, and I will go first. I will start. And I didn't even know where to start. And now, like, really doing it and going first as the moment, like, feels really scary. And I'm saying this because this is really one of my main feelings, which is on my side while I care about to relate really authentically to Michael. And I want to share a little bit from even before I met Michael, because I committed to the White Widow experiment in the beginning of this year, which means a full year without being in touch with men. And now here I'm sitting with my romantic partner, Michael. So I felt drawn to participate in a negotiating intimacy journey a couple of weeks ago. And I was wondering, how will I manage this without like using my White Widow strategy? But also like after having been
A couple of months ago.
couple of months ago
Yeah,
already?
A couple of weeks.
Okay, wow. Here we are, to begin with. So I really wanted to honor my White Widow experiment. And the way I figured it would work to also like be with my longing to get in touch with men again was that I kind of promised myself and negotiated with myself. If I get paired up in the intimacy journey, which Bera and Meredith offered, if I get paired up with a man, I will not use any of my strategies. So no, like trying to seduce or manipulate with my eyes, or like trying to make him interested in me, and just trying to be authentically myself. And that especially for me means like that I would express what I want at any given moment. And also that I shift from does he like me and scanning like what does he like, and I would adapt, that I would just bring who I am. And that it's more about checking or sensing and feeling into, do I like him? How is it for me to spend time with him and to even make space for him, for you, Michael?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when she says that she would ask for what she wants, and when she said earlier that fear was her main feeling during the thing, that was she didn't hide it either. Mm-hmm. I could see she would get ready to ask for something and she'd have to navigate through it, but she did. That was her choice.
Yes. And it's still scary. It's still scary that like if I bring something, that I just feel my fear rising. And my White Widow would have like the perfect tool in a way to hide and to play cool and to suppress my fear. And it also seems in a way to work for me, like, and but working for me or also for us, like working in a way that I noticed over the time, over our meetings, that I really create what I want to create, that I create the intimacy I want with a man, and especially with you. And one of the really most scariest places was for the first time in my life, it was that I offered the man a relating. And it started with, first, I set a context. So really,
And before that, to let your longing uncover.
yes, yes. You want me to mention it?
Well, I will. The intimacy journey was
Mhm.
a 4-week program, but before that, there was a work talk, and Greta and Meredith held space for the women to let their longing speak, and it was recorded, and I saw some of what Alice spoke, what her longing spoke, and it was and it was her being was expressing what the being wanted, and it was, and that set from the context just kind of flowed from there once you let your longing be.
Yes.
And
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So what I really want, and I'm like, what I said was like, I'm the weather. Like I'm everything. I'm changing. Like, and maybe like I see smiling some of you, like maybe that resonates with just women, like my everythingness. It's just I want a man who's like the sky and who can hold space for me being at one time the rain and next time the sun and then again the thunder and he's just there and hold space for that I don't want to hold back any longer for all I am. And this is how I set my context. And I also said I want to know all parts of you, like no hiding, like no secrecy, and let's go and navigate through that together, whatever it is for you. And we will share later also some of our edges. Like it's like we like I call it, we're dancing on the edge all the time, and it's amazing. And before we maybe, yeah, I want to bring our context, but before that, I want to come to the really scary part about not only me setting the context of, Michael, this is how I want our relational space. Do we have a yes or a no for it? Like, after setting the context, like it became very clear to me, like I was with this question, what is intimacy even? What is it? What does connection mean to me in all 5 bodies? And I noticed, wow, to navigate intimacy, I would navigate intimacy to a brother, like in a non-romantic relational way, different than to someone I'm interested romantically in. So after a few days being with him in those daily calls he committed to without knowing me, I noticed I had it very clear. I want to relate to you, Michael, in a romantic way. And like coming from a place of modern society, I would have waited for the man, like he would ask me out, or I would check, is he interested? And then I would wait until he would kind of show interest in me, and I would adapt to make him even more interested. And at some point we would be a couple or something like that. And with Michael, like he held space for me actually going through a kind of process. Like I remember I was crying and laughing, and I brought it and I said, Michael, I have it very clear. Like I want to relate to you romantically. And I felt so much fear because I went first.
And then you asked me, do you want to relate
Yes.
romantically with me?
Yes.
And I took the time to let it land what she was asking, and the different bodies, the mental body for me kicks in first a lot of times, but that's such a small part of it. And you ask a lot about the other bodies. How does that feel in all of your bodies? And that helps.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes time for me to sense into that. And it was scary for me too, because I had never seen her before. And a lot of what I leaned into was the energetic connection that we had. And also, and then mentally, I knew what she expressed from her longing, and I was just so attracted to the possibility to hold space for a woman who wanted those kinds of things. And that between us, we have complementary wants, and we call it resonance. And I think a lot has to do with bright principles of some of mine, and I think we're going to get into that later too. And that's what I think makes me the kind of a man who wants to hold space for the kind of woman that she is. And if she hadn't expressed her longings and knew her longings, and if I hadn't realized what principles were important to me, then it wouldn't have been so easy for me to know that yes, yes, I want to relate with you romantically, even though I've never seen you before, except from Zoom for half the continent, half the world away. And it's another thing that we're going to get into is the committing first, and just to go on the journey, for me to commit to hold space for a woman on an intimacy journey for 4 weeks, and not know if I was going to get selected even to participate, or who I would get connected with, and whether she would be nice or the other characteristics that I was longing for in a partner myself. We might get into some of those characteristics later too. But and there's a quote from Clinton's book, The Radiant Joy, Brilliant Love, about commitment, and he says that commitment is it's almost like the magic ingredient that if you recommends that you commit before you even know how to do what you're committing to do. And I'd like to read that, and it's 5 or 6 sentences. So it's, and the section is from the section titled The Archetypal Chamber. And he says, archetypal relationship starts when you commit to archetypal relationship, even before you know much of anything about archetypal relationship. It says, committing first creates a force field of necessity that directs coincidences towards unfolding your abilities to take whatever steps are necessary to proceed. Committing first is a fabulous secret to success. And that's a big part of what we've done, and it got us this far, committing first and figure it out on the way.
Yeah, I think that's also something which we well, I want to cultivate this really on a daily basis. Like, it's so often I don't know. I just don't know how it goes, but I know I'm committed.
I wonder if they have any questions.
Yes. Yeah, we outlined a bit, and I'm really interested. I want to know what brings you here, even that you are committed to spend 2 hours on a Sunday night, probably for most of us, not all of us, to be here with us and yeah, be part of our journey. Like, what are your questions, and where are you at? I want to hear.
Yes, hello. Yes, I know you, Alice, for some time now. We run some spaces, labs together, and yeah, also we started talking about the topic of relationship. Also, my struggle finding a partner, and at the moment, I try to find my X on the map, and I think I'm really scared. Also, when I hear you saying in the beginning that you went first and ask for what you want and need, and yeah, I already start to have a lot of fear. So yeah, this is. But I really like to listen, and it's yeah, I sense it's really interesting to hear you, and maybe something will land, or yeah, I'm sure something will land. But I'm really just in the process to find my X on the map, and yeah. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Astrid. I saw just yesterday evening your announcement in the possibility group, and I was like, wow, I feel so happy to read this announcement, and I was like, oh, wow, I really felt like all this joy, and yeah, I was very happy for you, Alice, and for you, Michael. Yeah, and I'm struggling too. How to be in a relationship in a different way with a man, and because it isn't working for me. How things have been going, or strategies I use, or I feel I'm so adapted in this modern culture strategies, and I feel so angry about it. About I don't feel listened, I don't feel seen. But then I also see how I adapt, and how I pretend also. And maybe I'm also not sure what I really want, because I'm scared. I think I'm so scared of, okay, what do I want? Declare it. I'm so scared to declare, I want this, to be clear. So then the strategy is like, don't have clarity. So then I just will go with the flow, but it's not clear, but I'm not happy with how it's going. So yeah, I really want to hear your story, and to get to know new tools, other ways of communicating, how to negotiate, how to be clear, get clarity about what I want and what the other person wants, and how can we commit both.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, I am Clémence, and okay, my baby is a little agitated, so I hope I am clear enough. I am here one hand to support Alice in her journey and in her discovery, since we are three cell about this topic of relating, and we were together in this journey, Archiarchal woman journey. And also I am here because I am myself investigating love in my relationship, and how to recreate again and again this compromise, this unconditional compromise one to each other. And I want to know how it works for you guys that starts since the beginning with this compromise. When in my relationship we started from modern culture points where we date and we get together, and then there is those up and downs in the relationship, and we are also seeking to have an archiarchal relationship. So this is in the center of our relating with my partner at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sandra, do you want to say a few words?
You hear me?
You were cutting in and out.
Mhm.
But it's very hard to understand me.
It's difficult. Yeah, you still keep cutting in and out.
Ich verstehe.
Oh, you could pause your video for while you speak, and a lot of times that helps the audio come through smoothly. And then when you finish speaking, re-enable the video.
Mhm.
Okay, but your audio is muted now too, so you'll need to unmute the audio. Okay, looks like you're unmuted.
Everybody hear me?
I think this is better. Say some more.
Now it's better. I feel so anger at them.
Mhm.
It's still trouble with my connection, and I have to find a player best vision, and not hearing it, and it's hard to understand. I can't hear much. I hope you hear me.
Yeah, it's difficult, Sandra, to
Okay.
hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
But I heard something you're going to find another place. Is this accurate?
Yes, I almost changed the place and feel so much better at the moment.
Yeah.
I checked it 1 hour before, and
Yeah.
I walked through the whole, and yeah, I don't know where to go at
Yes.
this time. Yes.
I hear you. My proposal, I hear you, you're angry, and my proposal is that I want to keep going here, and as soon as you have a place where the connection works, you just interrupt and you go. Okay?
Okay.
And you just say whatever you want to say.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping trying. And I'm glad you're here, Sandra.
Thank you. Glad to be here with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So, I mean, what I heard and I see and I feel this in all the women here, like you either you know what you want, or you want to work on finding your wants. And this clarity of women, like that well, yeah, we know what we want, and we know how we want to relate to a man, and then this fear, or like also my strategies of not being in my fear, and also like accepting if a man would say no to that, but like this, I'm only available for this. This is what I want. Are you available for this? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm. And there could be counter proposals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanna shift the space, because I wanna practice exactly this together with you.
Yeah.
Like, and I wanna start that with writing your own context. And for that, I propose to read our context.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What do you say?
You go first.
I go first with reading the context?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, do you want me to read it?
Yeah, let me check what I want. I want you to read it. Will you?
See, that's how it works.
Will you read it?
Yeah, I will read it. I would be happy to read it.
Thank you.
And
I prepared. Yes. And I want to add, like, I want to bring this as an example. And Clemence, I know that you also wrote and context, and maybe if you shift into the experiment, you might want to rewrite it, or just what's alive for you? What do you want in your relational space just now? And like I mentioned, I'm emphasizing it, like I want to bring our context as an example, and you will find your own unique way. What do you really want in your relating? What would you propose to a man? Or what will you propose to a man? Okay.
Mhm.
That was it, right?
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
And this has evolved over time a little bit.
Yeah.
As our relationship has developed. But probably 80% of it is still from the original context that Alice proposed and asked me. If I wanted to, let's see. That's yeah. Alice wrote the first 80% of it, and the 2 sentences from the end was something that I brought, and it's part of our context now. And so I'll start from the beginning. The space of relating between me, Alice, and you, Michael, is for empowering me to be a space holder whose source is archetypal love. The purpose is to allow myself to heal and to allow my being to unfold. In this space, I practice skills such as asking for what I want, showing myself vulnerable and going first with that, proposing intimacy experiments to which you can say yes, no, yes, and. This practice is to create the experience of being with you. I declare a space that gives me ground to stand in my archetypal magic as a feminine being, while I lean into your nothingness. I declare a space in which we dance the dance of navigating underworld, middle world, and upper world with steps that open reality to more of the infinite resources and possibilities offered by the upper world. I hold space for receiving the full, honest presence of your nothingness, not only just one side or one part. Will you hold space for me to unfold my feminine being?
Thank you.
Yes. My answer then was yes, and today my answer is still yes. For me, it's a privilege to be in a position to hold space for a woman like Alice. I'm happy to do it.
I have one question. I know that I can imagine the term everythingness as woman, but what is nothingness? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. And it's the concept that I've learned reading mostly from Clinton and from watching videos where people talk about nothingness. And for the man, the nothingness is it goes back to the full honest presence that she's holding space for my full honest presence that I'm when she makes a proposal to me or asks me how I'm feeling, I'm committed to be honest. And that's scary because a lot of times I think she's going to react negatively to what I'm feeling. And the nothingness is the commitment to be honest anyway. And it's referred to sometimes as walking through the propeller blades. As she might react, and she might slice me to pieces with the propeller blades, and I'm committed to go through that. And then when we get to the other side, we'll see what happens then. So I consider that nothingness, that I'm not, I'll see what happens then. And who knows? And I've got, I don't have preconceived notions that it's safe or anything like that.
I want to add something.
Okay.
I want to speak from it, how I perceive it as a woman, like really what I want from you, my longing and my desire. And like, I want a man to not be something, like no show, no, I'm a great lover, or I'm such a cool guy, or I'm the coolest guy at a party, or I'm a teacher or a yoga teacher, or like as nothing as a contrast to be something. And I called it like, I lean into your nothingness, like in our meetings, like you did not try to pretend to be something. You were your feelings, and so your being could just be the space.
Yeah, I like what you say about the feelings, and it came up a little bit, but she'll ask me frequently, how do you feel about that? And I'll express it. And as a man, that's not the easiest thing to do. I wasn't taught growing up how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what did you say about you're not interested in whether I'm a race car driver, but you're
Yes.
interested in my feelings?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just something for you or if other women.
Yes. Yeah. How's it? Yeah, I want to ask, how's it for you? Like if you meet a man and he tells you who he is and his box preferences, and how is that?
I can see that my box likes it pretty much because it makes me feel safe. And if I go beyond my box, my beings hate it because it blocks the real intimate contact. So, of course, when I am not aware from which point I am, it makes me comfortable. And more I am learning to put distance with my also comfort zone and box preferences, and try to get to the essence of the other person. And this is where I start to appreciate and distill what is the nothingness of the masculine, of the man, where there is no stories. It's like pure presence.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You don't play a show.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
it's a natural holding space for what has to emerge, because there is no something filled in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also notice I feel comfortable with it, and I feel afraid because then I don't know how does it go differently. Because it really feels like when you have these conversations, it looks like it's like a LinkedIn CV, blah blah blah. And it's no, like, okay, where's the person? And then I try to ask questions. Where I try and it happened to me that he was looking to me like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel blocked. It's okay. how can I try to see the being and not a box and not a gremlin and not all these strategies, then I feel I miss tools to navigate. Yeah.
Yes, I hear that, and it comes back actually to my context. Like I never put my sword down. So I paid a lot of attention that, like, if I want to shift the space, like if it did not happen often, but if it would like lead into some storytelling, like for a long time I didn't know like a lot of his background before we met. Like, until now, we for example, we consciously choose to not share our ages, like just for the purpose it's a box thing. It's not relevant. And yeah, so I also want to, like, Astrid, I heard you say you lack tools, and I think, well, it's about your clarity. So like just like how do you want to create a space with a man, like really in any given moment, from like I ask myself every moment, what do I want now? Do I want to have another minute with Michael, or do I want to take care of another project? Like, and what do I want now, and what do I want now? And I want to bring this to shift the space now, to experiment, for you to write. I invite you to write the first lines of your context. Like if you were to present to a man what you want, where do you invite the man? Like it's really, you are the space holder. You invite the man to be with you. You invite the man that he can go even into his nothingness, that he does not need to be something, so that you can be everything, something like that. So I propose, and I invite that, like 5 minutes, like that you really like, and really written on a paper. I declare a space. So this could be your first lines.
Do you all have paper and pencil, pen?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions about that?
Yeah, let's check back in 5 minutes and see
Yeah.
how they're going.
Yes. What is at the time?
All right, well.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start 5 minutes.
Yes, go. I propose we check our latest version and work on our content.
Okay. How about notes about what, if anything comes up that we want to change, we can come back, we can change it. Request. Ask for changes.
We don't have our commitment to that yet. But it's okay.
This is an amendment here, so they would fit. Yeah.
No, what I'm missing is the figuring out how to do it.
That's when I asked if I could stay here.
I think there's a couple of days. Said there's forward. It's not about him staying here for some time.
You think we have some notes in here?
No, here.
Sorry. 3 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. I propose their forwards, and if you just want to live together. That's short even for you. I propose to live together or something. Want to live together. Yes, no.
Okay. I'll smile about hope with advantage. Okay, let's look at the contacts and see where that needs to go.
Mhm. Okay. I'm wondering, this seems to me like a basis already for our relation space. So I'm trying to delete actually this, as I feel we integrated that bodies, and it could go there.
We live together and figure it out as we go.
Mhm.
Something like that. Figure it out on the way. Along the way, no, as we go. Okay,
I'm gonna take 10 seconds to speak with you how we proceed. Forward, demonstrate.
okay, well, we can come back to this.
Yeah.
We can come back to our context and
Okay.
revise it. And you also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to just check in quickly with you.
I want to talk about appreciation
Okay. Okay.
and that goes to the nothingness too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yes.
anybody's.
So the time came to an end, and maybe that was just like the beginning of what it could be for you. And I would love to hear at least from one or two of you who wants to share.
I will share.
Yes.
I declare this relating space an authentic, vulnerable discovery space where my being get to be with yours, where I hold space for love to emerge, where I practice having my sword out and go non-linear. I commit to our evolution as individual, couple, and part of humanity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have something about it to
Go.
okay. I love the part of like also like being committed of your individual part while being in the relating. And I felt a little scared about the like love to emerge. Because Clemence, you as a woman, you are the one who's so close to the source. Like you are the one sourcing love.
Mm.
I want to bring
Yeah, I
that
was
to
actually
you.
waiting to write sourcing intimacy or love, and
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't been arrogant enough, I guess.
Yes. 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 And this is like where I want us women like to empower each other, like and like just in our last call, Clemence, it was you who brought to me like be even more bold, and this is something I want to bring to all of you, like take up even more space.
Mm.
Like it's really us women who have at least like easier access to the source of love, and it's us sourcing it. And an example could be by proposing, so that it's not only abstract, like proposing experiments.
Mm.
How does it land for you?
Yes, I can be way more precise. I wrote like a pretty new one, so I didn't want to just repeat the one I wrote in the training. So it's need to be refined, definitely.
Yeah, thank you. Who else wants to share? So this is also really
I
like,
want to share.
yes, go.
Is it, can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes.
Can you understand? Yeah.
Mhm.
I to share the moment things in the circle in confused catch to
Was
just two
Sandra,
words.
just hold on a sec. It's still a little, it's better, but it's a little bit broken. Would you again try to just switch off the camera? It might work then.
And speak slow.
Yes. Yes, seems better.
okay, and unmute.
Yeah.
Yeah, your audio is muted.
Can you, maybe you can mute it. Ah.
There.
Yes.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I just so confused at the moment and lost to hear something just lying in my the words. I'm totally confused. No, I gremlin is hard. I don't know. But what I want to say is I'm so to you both. Like it's a lot of joy and so happy to live like feel so I could cry because it looks so and I'm glad to see and I try to write things down. I think it is confused. I'm so confused. I'm I feel like I walk again and to have a connection with my parents. I can't go through it's like still and yeah, I want to share so far. Confused at it.
Thank you. Sandra.
Thank you.
Yeah. You feel
Yes, I think-
confused.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hmm.
Yes. Mhm.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm. Yeah, just let it be here, Sandra.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And just I'm sad because I cannot fully catch your words. So my proposal is just keep feeling in the space.
Yes. It's welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There's just no need to put yourself together or anything. Like while we hear another context, just stay with your feelings.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to hear from someone else.
Yes, I want to share.
Mm-hmm.
So I declare a space of magic, evolution, and intimacy where I can be fully honest with you. That I say what I want, what I need, and I learn how to make questions and to speak up, and where I can be messy. I want to be in a space with you where I can unfold. Yeah, I want you to get to know my whole being, to get to know my box, my gremlin, all my strategies, my upper world, my middle world, my underworld. And I want to hold space for you, and that I feel safe to just feel and be as I am. And I want you to empower me. And yeah, and that you don't, to empower me so that I have my center, and that you don't want to take it away from me. Yeah. Yeah, and I want a man to be fully honest and to be fully himself, so that I get to know you as a whole, and all your 5 bodies and all your strategies and your box and your gremlin, and where you just feel safe also just to be who you are. Yes, that was it. Thank you.
Thank you, Astrid.
I invite you to be even more bold and trusting that your context is what you create. So instead of saying so much I want, just I create, I trust, I do, I am.
Thank you.
And I have a question for you, Astrid. You want to hear it?
Yes.
You said something, I want to feel safe. And I get it. Like, I also want to feel safe. And my question for you is like, what do you need or want to feel safe? Like, how can you create your sense of safety?
How can I create my safe?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah,
And you said a little bit about it already, that
Mm-hmm.
you keep your center.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with it. Yeah, keeping my center, not giving it away to men, because I'm so used to do that, to give my center away straight away, so that I don't take responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
So practice being present and centered. It
Yeah,
makes me feel safe.
and I feel it's even a step further. Like you are an Archiarchal woman, Astrid. You are, like, I experience you as centered right now. And for me, the main shift is really this, like, what means being centered for me is that I don't check what does Michael like, but I check what do I like about him, about the space he creates with me, about his co-creation, about being with him. Do I like it? Like, this is how I keep my center. Like, do I like what's happening just here? Like, is it safe enough for me? And if not, what do I need to create then? Like I make it about myself.
Thank you.
How I keep my center.
Okay. But to make it about myself.
Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Yes, I feel a lot of fear and sadness that I don't know. I have this story that I don't know, or I think my whole life I tried that people don't know who I am, men or women or everyone, and to hear this that now it is about that someone sees everything, like my box, my gremlin, my strategies. It's just a lot of fear. It's a lot of emotional fear. Yes. And I don't know. I don't know how to make a step, or how to just writing this is I don't know. It's hard to imagine that it can happen or work. I think I have still a lot of defensive strategies, and maybe it's good to work this out in other contexts, like in groups with women, or this is my idea.
Have you attended many expand the box trainings or labs?
Yes, I did. It's not about doing trainings, and I also don't have money at the moment to do trainings. Like a training costs 1,000 euros, so it's not everyone has this money. Sorry, but it's like really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to share that transformation is a slow process, and the first step is feeling. So when I hear you feeling fear and sadness, that's your step. That you can allow yourself to really fully feel it.
Yes. Thank you.
Do you have some more?
Yeah, I do. And it has come up recently. I shared with Alice that through the trainings and experiences to help spaces, that I have a story that my heart has 3 parts to it. And one is that one part of my heart likes to be held, and another part likes to hold other people. And the third part is the story that I am held. And until recently, that for me mostly meant that kind of an abstract, that Gaia or the universe holds me, and sometimes I get distracted with survival strategies or other things, and I don't feel held. And sometimes I can remember that, and now it just occurred to me that the part that I am held, that it doesn't have to be passive like that, and that it actually is more active, and the person that's holding me when I am held a lot of times is myself. And what Clement said about just being with your feelings of the fear and the sadness is, and holding yourself there and caring for yourself, and that's it's allowed my heart to break for, or it allowed me to remember when my heart was broken in the past, and to care for myself and have compassion for myself, that it was hard then, and to take as long as it takes to care for myself or to care for yourself, and don't try to rush it. And up till now, eventually, with the care and the attention, then the wounded parts start to heal, and the pieces of the heart can come back together, and you still have, I still have the emotions. Sometimes there's echoes still, even for the same thing that I've held myself for, and that's okay, but it's to be held is something that you can do for yourself, and that's a possibility that I offer to you.
Yes, thank you.
I'm noticing, like Michael, when you were speaking and sharing also, how the space slows down. And I think this is so precious, because this is also something I discovered what really helps to, like something like love wants time, or my heart wants time. Like I cannot rush through it. And I just loved how so beautifully you slow down the space. And Laura, I want to acknowledge, like I heard you saying, like even just writing it down, what you want or what you declare, brings you fear and sadness. And I acknowledge this because for me, it's really been a process, and it still is, to go through my context over and over again.
Yeah. And there's another word that I want to bring into the space, and it comes back, it ties into what I just said about me caring for myself, and it also connects with your question about the nothingness. for the man to be nothingness. And for me, there's one of my principles that just brings me joy is appreciation. And so when I hold space for Alice, that's a lot of times that's the main thing that I just focus on and enjoy, that I can appreciate her being. And when I hold myself, I have appreciation for the survival strategies that kept me alive, that now is maybe I don't need it anymore. Maybe I'd be better served if I embraced a new story. But that still appreciation for me is important, to appreciate my partner and also to appreciate myself. And maybe Laura, for you, for everybody, for anybody, to appreciate yourself and don't apologize for it.
Yes, and during you were speaking, Laura, I also had an impulse coming to me to propose you an experiment, because I hear that it's difficult for you to show yourself to someone, and I would like to invite you to choose a partner, anyone. It can be here, it can be outside of here, and practice being yourself, being authentic, and create this space, even out of this work talk. Will you take this experiment?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Okay, so I would like to be your parrot, that you can tell me how it goes, not to let it in the air.
Okay.
I want to hear about it.
Because it's in the practice that we find our age and that we can discover. So yeah, I really feel it's your next step also, to practice with someone. How does this land?
Yeah, there is a fear that I don't find anyone because I mean I don't have so many people. But no, I will go to a bridge house in 2 weeks, so maybe it's a good place to practice. Yeah, maybe there I can practice if it's not overwhelming me. I can try. Yes, I want to try this there.
And Alice and I want to hear from you.
Yeah, okay, great. Are you in the group? In which group are you? Where can I find you on Telegram?
Alice, can you share my contact to Laura?
Yes,
Yeah.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have something right now? Otherwise, I say something about messiness.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to make a
Yeah.
note for you.
Yeah,
Share
thank
the
you.
contact.
Astrid, I heard you in your context mentioning something about messiness, and I love it, and I want to bring it right now, because like we had this topic as well, because I wanted to do it right. Like, okay, like now that like this, I really want that now this works with Michael. And I noticed then I also like go into a shadow side of like, I want to be perfect and I want to know how it goes. And at some point I just said to him, like, let's be more messy. Like, let's make a mess. I mean, our journey is basically that we only knew each other online for 5 weeks. And after a while, we decided Michael would fly overseas and we would meet. And I really wanted it, and I still didn't know how will it really work. And I decided, like, I'll just be messy. Like, he will see how I live. Like, how will it be? Like, if we are together in my everyday life and in your everyday life. And so something relaxed in me to just give myself the permission to, okay, and I might be messy. I might be a mess, and I might make a mess. And then being responsible of, like, sometimes I'm in an emotional state, and I bring it, and I notice how it blocks our connection to a certain extent, and I still don't hide it. I tell him, like, this is me right now, and then yes, I also take it to spaces. But it's I bring this because, like, the words which are coming out, like, it works because it's messy sometimes. You're sitting on something. You have something?
Well, I have a lot of joy because the last mess we made was making a chocolate cake on the counter here. And we made a mess, but the cake came out delicious.
Well, the mess started with me committing to, I do the grocery shopping for it.
Yeah.
And we started the baking process, and I admitted I forgot one ingredient.
2 ingredients.
And while we were baking, and I wanted to be so perfect, it turned out it was not only one ingredient, it's like almost half of the ingredients. So at some point we just stopped the oven, like I switched off the oven again, and we went to a shop and got the remaining groceries together, and yeah, it turned out perfect. But and this is just like, this is a more funny example now, but yes, that's part of it. Like, and I'm also bringing this, that the purpose of the Worktalk is because, like, for me to even be able to hold this intensity of archetypal love I feel for you, is like, I want a team. Like, I don't want to go through this alone. So this is part of why I want to make it also visible. And then there's another part, is from very early on, like this intensity of sourcing love for our relational space, and also loving you, is, I said, like, this is too much for, like, this is so huge. Like, I want to share it with the world.
Yeah.
And this is not coming from a place that I know how it goes, or that I have something to teach or to say, but it's an offer about, like, this is what we are experimenting on, and this worked for us, and maybe you can get out of it something. But it's this, like, just, it lands on our, I can say, workbench, that it's like, I wanna part of me also wants to hide it. Like, my gremlin wants to hide and keep it secret, our relational space, also not showing other women, like, what a great man I am with, and how amazing you are, and just, like, have it like modern society style, like he's mine. So on purpose, I want to really open our doors and show where we are. And I don't have guarantee. I feel fear in case tomorrow Michael chooses to not commit to me anymore. So the sharing and the messiness comes from a place of me, probably you also, being vulnerable.
And I have 2 other things about the messiness, and it goes back to the commitment before you know how it's going to work, and giving ourselves permission to be messy, it makes it more fun to try to figure out how it works, and we don't expect it to be perfect. It can be messy, and that, for me, makes it takes some of the pressure off and allows it to be more fun. And the other thing about the messiness goes way back to what the kind of the point of and the benefit of making your own context for the women to go first, and our announcement for the thing about the man normally in modern culture is expected to make the offers and to do it right. And if the woman goes first, even if she's messy, for the man, that takes some of the, for me, it takes some of the pressure off of, am I doing it right? Do I have to do it? Well, she's already made the offer. I just have to figure out if I want to accept that offer or not. And it, from the female perspective, it might feel like I'm being too demanding, but from the male perspective, I see it as this makes it easier for me.
Yes, and I have something else about commitment that I am getting to discover, to how to go from the commitment in relationship from a bit like the kind of the old map where I commit to a relationship to feel safe, to I commit to create intimacy in my relationship, which is a totally different point of origin. So it's not about being together and eventually let the relation die, but we are still together. It's how I recreate the intimacy at every moment.
Mm-hmm. Based on what you want in the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is present and yeah, I am discovering, because I am in a committed relationship, that it's so easy to just fall asleep because I already have a partner, so there is not much to do now. No, the harder part is done. We are together. Mm-hmm. No, the hard part is how to keep this alive, that we want to be together, and not we are together because we did commit to.
Mm-hmm. Not resting in the, or falling asleep in the commitment, but
yes,
how to create intimacy in each moment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think this is such a great research. Like, I think this is the research we are on. Like, and what's coming to me is this, what I said earlier, this, for me, and I want to check with you, Clemence, like intimacy is like really a moment-to-moment navigation. And yes, I want the framework of the commitment, like to practice that and to feel like I want to have a sense of safety, like that I am with a man who holds me in practicing the moment-to-moment navigation. And the main thing for me is coming back to asking for what I want. Like,
and giving yourself space to figure out what you want. And let me see that. You should add that either.
Yeah. Sometimes, often I don't know. And we've just been to a restaurant, and like some like a small thing, like then I know what I want to drink, then I know what I want to eat, and then I didn't know the order, like which meal first or whatever. And then I catch myself, or sometimes I don't, like then I would ask, what do you want? First the burger or first the fries or whatever. And Michael would hold space for me and asking me, like, what do you want, Alice? And it's a process, like it's really like, then I feel fear, like of not knowing what I want. And this is also what I mean, it takes time. And then I really like, even if it's about the order of the meal, like I check and I feel, more life and more real, if I then can say, like, I want fries and burger, I want both, or something like that. And I feel scared to admit that sometimes I don't know, and I want the space, and I want the space holding from Michael, so that I can find who am I in this very moment. And what comes to me, what I want now is I want to pair up in breakout rooms and practicing what do I want now. What do you think about it? Or you have something else?
You want to split up into breakout rooms and practice. What do you want now?
Yes.
Or what do I want now?
Uh-huh.
Which one? Or take turns?
Take turns.
Two, three, four. I have a question.
Okay.
Do you want to create two breakout rooms and we can coach? Or do you want to create three breakout rooms and we participate?
2 and coaching. Yes. That's what I want.
Yes, I
Okay.
agree.
Okay. So my proposal is to go in breakout rooms and you say what you want just right now. I want some water.
Take turns.
And then take turns.
For how long a piece? 4 minutes?
Yes. No, 3.
3 minutes a piece.
3 minutes per person. And
Okay.
we would be with you and provide feedback and coaching.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we can send a reminder at 3 minutes.
Any questions about that?
We will be.
No.
We be in.
Okay. I sent a note in chat that we will send a note to switch at 3 minutes. Did everyone receive that?
Yes.
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 Okay. It sounded like somebody had a question, but it didn't come through clearly. Is there a question?
Oh, oops.
Yeah, Sandra, it sounded like he had a question, but the audio cut out. Let's disable your video again so that you can speak. We can hear you speak. And
Do you remember where I created
And-
a breakout? I forgot. Yes.
no.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought every 2 minutes it's breaking down and
They're not on.
try to get in again and again. I'm so sorry.
Hmm. Yeah, that's okay, Sandra. We're having a little technical difficulty on this end too.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
no.
share screen
Reactions. No.
and view recording. Maybe there's something up here.
It's not very pretty straightforward, huh?
Don't recall if I've done that before.
I did.
That's a problem.
The links. Okay, how
Oh, I might not have toggled on that setting.
okay. How about we do it in the main room?
Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to go to breakout rooms. So we will do it here in the main room. And we'll take 3 minutes apiece. And when it's your turn, just take the time and listen to your heart and speak from your heart about I don't want to limit it to just what do you want.
Mm-hmm.
So I will just want to let your heart speak, and then I think the wants will make themselves known if you just let your heart speak. And well, no, it should speak about love. Yeah. Yeah, just let your heart speak about love for 3 minutes.
One after the other.
Yeah, we'll take turns.
Would you start?
I will start.
Any questions about that?
No.
Yeah, and let your feelings come.
Okay.
Okay,
We are holding,
time.
yes, we are holding space for you to let your heart speak. Go.
Now I feel fear, and I felt sadness before we even got to start, and then I numbed it, and because I'm afraid of something, I'm afraid to let my heart speak about love. Yeah. Because the first thing that comes up is to love hurts. And I feel sad about that. And that sounds like a story. And I feel sad because love, I have another story that love is not safe. And it's emotional from growing up in an environment where I didn't experience as much love as I wanted to experience, as I needed to thrive, as to feel safe, as a little boy growing up. And I feel a little bit of joy now, and I'm afraid to let it grow. I feel joy knowing that I can take my time, and knowing that I'm here with Alice, who loves me. And I feel joy remembering the other people who've expressed love for me in the past, particularly in possibility management circles. And it's crazy, and I love it.
That's the time.
Okay.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
Who will go next
To speak about love.
from your heart?
Astrid, I have a sense that you have the next line.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a lot of fear
Mm-hmm.
to speak about it, or is the idea of thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
Just
And,
keep going. I take the time. Yes.
it is sadness.
Mm-hmm.
It's about stories I have that I never left someone in a relationship, or that I'm not capable of being in love. And there's this huge fear of opening myself up to a man, to being vulnerable and to be myself. Yeah, it is. It's fear that I have to be perfect, that I have to do things right, and I feel angry about it also. Angry that I'm playing this game, making myself small, and not speaking up, and not being authentic to myself. And also, I do want to be in a relationship with a man where I can be myself, and that I do show myself up, that I show myself, and that I'm messy, and that is, I allow myself not to know how it goes, because I don't know how it goes. And it's okay. And I feel joy to know that there are spaces and there are women around me who will support me. And that I'm also practicing to ask for help and to ask for feedback or possibilities. And I feel happy that I'm here with you in this call. Mm.
Yeah, Astrid.
Thank you.
I think this is really rare, a space which is safe enough to let your heart speak. And I have a story that is really brave. Who wants to be next?
Yes, I can go next.
Go, Laura. I take the time for you. And I want to
Yes.
hear from your heart.
Now I also feel a lot of fear because I am afraid that I thought about it before, and now I don't know if it's still what I want to say. Yeah, love. I still think about my mother, my parents. I have doubts if this was love, what I received from them, if it was unconditional love. Then I think about dogs. Dogs, they teach us unconditional love. Yes, when I think about a dog, and yeah, I feel love. Yes, and then yeah, my heart is really touched by the love I received from all the women after the Women of Earth Lab in June, and all the women that were with me in these really hard times. And yes, and this is what is there, that there is always love. I mean, love is always there. You just have to look around, and there's always a person that can give you something, like a small gesture, something small. And then there is a big fear of myself that I will only receive love in hospice, that hospice is a place where for some people it's the only place where they are really whole and where they really receive love. And this is my fear tonight, that this will be the place for me. Yes, and this I feel anger and fear. Yes, I guess my time is over.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura.
I go next. Will you take the time? I feel touched by the love I receive from the woman in the space here. And that I have with each woman this like individual story or connection. And how each of you supported me and is still on my side while I get to experience this relating romantically to a man. And I feel love of having like a baby also in the space. Mm. And like my heart just break open when Laura said that love is everywhere. But this is what I feel. I haven't seen it before. And it's like now I see it everywhere. And also my heart tells me like it's so scary. It could be taken away any given moment. Because this is also what I experienced. But I feel also joy because my heart so much wants to be there with the fear and like just Thank you.
Thank you, Alice.
Yes. Sandra, do you want to give it a try, even though it might be technically challenging and maybe it's just 3 minutes your being here?
Yes,
I'm glad.
thank you.
Yes. Just go.
I feel disconnect myself. I read that you said every emotion is need to heal together, and I have so meditation from feelings, too much feeling. There is a lot of love inside, but some like it's another on it, another get and another it, and then gets this and not to feel ache, breathe. Sometimes I ask myself, I can go through several blankets, feel myself. It's the beginning of feel my love, to feel love around me and able to give love other people to you. But I'm just thankful this time I'm in this space, calm down and more calm. I'm thankful.
We have another minute.
Mm.
Yeah, Sandra, we lost you for a few seconds, but it looks like you're back now. Hello. There's 15 seconds left, so let's just be together for 15 seconds.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will go next.
Yes. Go, Clemence.
I feel some sadness. And it's a sadness that comes from a longing of really wanting to know what I am longing for at each moment, and not go in the mind and not go in my stories of what love is. Some joy is coming also. I feel my baby is moving, is awake, and is a new discovery of a part of love that I didn't know before being a mother. Okay, I am also having a bit of difficulty to focus because he's moving a bit next to me. So I recenter and I connect more with the anger part of it, and yeah, I want to connect again with this, what I want to create in love. How do I want to source love in my relationship? And what is new for me is take more responsibility of creating it and not wait for my partner or other people around me to give me love, to give me interest, to ask me questions, but be this person in my life that to go from the first, how we call that, the first person, yeah, to the second person, and see the other and see where others are at, and love them first before wanting to be loved by them. And allow myself not being there yet and not being there in a stable way. That love is also coming in waves, and there is moments where I feel my heart open and I am energetic, and I have all those gifts that are ready to be given. And there is moments where my heart also feel other level of openness, and listen to myself and my sadness to enter more inside of me, and not separating from others, but giving myself some time of being slow, of being with myself, to be able again to open up to others.
This is the time, Clemence.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Clemence.
And as this, like, our first work talk together, coming to an end in the next minutes, my invitation is for you. This is an example of an experiment you can do with someone you want to create intimacy with. And this is something which I still want to bring in our relational space of keep doing experiments.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the lightness it brings, like, let's just do an experiment. I want to experiment how it is if you read something to me. Or I want to experiment how will it go if you bake something together. Like this conscious declaration of this is an experiment now. And in a way, it brings me closer to you.
Yeah, I think it's important, if you're not an experienced experimenter, to have the context that when you're doing an experiment, that you don't get attached to whether it's a success or not, and even if it doesn't go well, and if it's difficult and feelings come up and it's hard, then if you have like the perspective of, well, that was an experiment and that didn't work very well, and now I know that in that condition or that situation, maybe we'll try something different next time. And it's not that you did anything wrong. It's, and in fact, it's that if you're an experimenter, then just doing it is doing it right. And if it doesn't work, if you don't like the results, then you make a note and try a different experiment next time.
I want to really reveal our bowing ritual. Do you have resistance to it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll tell them about formality and elegance.
Yes.
That's part of what
Like,
works for us.
like just in 1 minute, because
Okay.
yeah. I want to reveal one more thing, which is we really put an emphasis on being rather more elegant or formal sometimes than the space requires. So I can highly recommend, if you want to create with a woman or with a man an intimate moment. I'm not speaking of specifically relating romantically to him, that you propose rituals. And we chose to introduce the ritual like for each Zoom meeting when we couldn't be physically together yet. Each Zoom meeting starts with bowing towards each other. Bowing, thank you. So sometimes we wouldn't even say hello before we would get up, stand up, bow towards each other.
I don't know how the camera. Yeah, so will you demonstrate that
Yes,
with me or the participants?
yes.
And it goes, after what you said, we get centered, we make sure we're centered first.
Do you prefer to have your face? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And it has to do with dignity too, which is another principle that's important to me that I use even when I'm being nothingness. I still embrace appreciation and dignity.
I actually would love to check in with more of your questions, but I still want to close the space now to honor the time. And yeah, maybe it's a great way with the bowing to close this space. What do you think about offering a Telegram group? This time? I don't, not this time.
Source love.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to do it. I want to create a Telegram group which is called Source Love. And I invite you to join that. And I also propose we put the recording there.
We could ask if there's any resistance.
Is there resistance to it?
Count to 3.
Okay, let's check the resistance. Resistance to put the recording there. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Okay, so I will send you invitations and then you can choose if you want to join the group. And I want a group which will grow over the time. I want to do more. I want to offer more spaces with you together.
Yes.
And in this group, this would also be a possibility for you to bring questions also along the way and what's coming up for you. And my last words are like, just may your feminine being keep on unfolding.
Thank you.
And may our
Thank you.
love keep on unfolding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye for now. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.